Wow. Adam Schefter reported earlier today the 49ers will be without Nick Bosa for the rest of the year with a torn ACL. Clean tear of the right knee. In 2020, he tore his left ACL. This time it's the right ACL, and he's going to be done for the year. Unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. The 49ers are 3-0. The vibes are high. They're riding high. And then this. When it first happened, I thought maybe sprained MCL at worst. Maybe he's out for a month at the most. MRI results come back today, and it says otherwise. The 49ers, Kyle Shanahan in particular, talked with reporters last night and mentioned, they don't believe it's an ACL. They believe the ACL was not. They believe the ACL was not in any way affected, but they couldn't confirm that completely. And I think at that point, that's when I kind of started to worry a little bit, but I still didn't think that it was going to be a torn ACL for Nick Bosa. But obviously, the MRI results come back today, and I mean, it confirmed the worst of the worst that could have possibly happened um, with this injury. Clean tear of the right ACL. He's going to need surgery, and he's done for the year, just like that. Yeah. What do the 49ers do from here? I don't know. You probably have to go out and trade for somebody. I've been seeing people talk about trading for Trey Hendrickson, maybe Azeez Olajari from the Philadelphia Eagles. He's been a healthy scratch the entire year. Um, there's been a couple other names that have been thrown out there for the 49ers to potentially go out and trade for. But look, you traded for Bryce Huff. I think Bryce Huff will be, you know, I think he can be good. He's played good this year. But um, I think what's going to hurt the 49ers is now you're a lot more thin at the position, and you gotta find depth somewhere. So maybe they'll trade for somebody, I don't know, but just a crushing loss for this team. Year in and year out, somebody gets hurt. Last year it was Brandon Ayuk and Christian McCaffrey. Um, Fred Warner even freaking played hurt. This year, it starts off week one with Brock Purdy. George Kittle goes down. Um, Fast forward 2 weeks later, and the 49ers just lost one of their top players in Nick Bosa. I don't know what it is. This team's cursed. Um, I made a community post earlier and basically said to cancel the season. That was probably a little bit exaggerated, but um, in the heat of the moment, what the hell are you going to do? It's just a crushing loss for this team. I couldn't have imagined that it was going to be an ACL tear. Again, I think just looking at the play, it did look a little awkward. He was double teamed on the play and looked like his right knee just gave out, and he tore it. I don't know. I don't know where the Niners go from here. Other than obviously you definitely have to bring somebody else in. Um, Veteran type presence. Again, there's been a couple names thrown out there, like Azeez Olajari, like Trey Hendrickson. I think if anything, that a defensive end that they're going to trade for is going to be a guy that's going to be maybe entering a contract year. He's on the last year of his contract. He could be looking for a contract extension following this year. That's probably their best bet. Um, but I don't know. I mean, again, I think Kayvon Thibodeau is another guy that's been thrown out there a little bit. Um, yeah, I mean, third ACL surgery that Bosa will get in his career. Um, and again, I mean, it just comes at a terrible time. You're 3-0. Yeah, the 49ers played well without him, when he left the game. thanks to Robert Saleh, but this is going to be a crucial loss for them moving forward and down the stretch of the season. Yeah, they were fine without him in this game, but I think long term it's going to show that they clearly need Nick Bosa, and they're not going to get him until 2026. Just brutal. It's just they simply cannot finish a game without somebody getting hurt, and this has been a common theme for as long as I can remember. Um, I don't know. Nick Bosa is not a replaceable player. Even if they go out and get Trey Hendrickson, he's not Nick Bosa. Um, yeah, it'll help. Yeah, it'll definitely, put a um, put more so. I think it would put more than a band-aid on, this defense. But I think the type of player he is, the type of leader he is within a locker room, I think that is more of just as big as a loss as it is without him, on the field. So, yeah, I mean, again, I couldn't have thought in a million years that this would have been an ACL tear. I was thinking sprained MCL at worst and that he'd be out for maybe a month. Test show otherwise, and he is done for the year. Just a crushing loss for the Niners. Um, they need him. I mean, they're gonna. He was on his way to another defensive player of the year type of season, the way he was performing. And the pass rush that the 49ers had with him, Bryce Huff, and Michael Williams, um, that was set to be a special, special pass rush unit on the edge. And now Bryce Huff is gonna have to take a lot more snaps. You're gonna have Sam Oak probably playing a lot more. And then obviously we'll see if they trade for somebody, but yeah, unbelievable. 3 weeks through the year, and the 49ers are dealing with yet another season-ending injury, and it's to Nick Bosa, and it's again the second ACL tear with him on the 49ers, and it's his third ACL tear in his career. It's unbelievable how cursed this team is, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're gonna just guys are gonna have to step up. That's point blank period. I mean, this defense is not gonna be the same without Nick Bosa. They can still, without a doubt, be a playoff team. They should still be a playoff team. But losing Nick Bosa could potentially be the difference in, going deep in the playoffs and potentially being, you know, um, a first round exit. Maybe they win a playoff game this year and then they lose the next. But this is the type of injury that is. I mean, I can't see the Niners going on a deep playoff run without a guy like Nick Bosa. So it is what it is. I mean, you can't do anything about it. It's just crushing for this defense, for this team, for the locker room, and the injuries continue. We'll see who gets hurt next week following the Jaguars game because somebody will. Um, yeah, unbelievable.